You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. I'm going to uncross my arms. I'm going to let my breasts hang because I'm feeling comfortable. And I felt very closed off then, and that's not how I want to start this. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready to learn and have a laugh, for goodness sake. This is the show where me and a wonderful guest enjoy a beverage of their choice and talk about something that they're passionate about. And before I introduce today's lovely guest, let me say a big thank you to our Patreons who are either coming up the screen this way or this way. We haven't quite worked it out. We're new. But if you'd like to become a Patreon and support the pod, you can. You become an official Rosé slut for as little as £3 a month. It's so reasonable. You get so much content. It's delightful. But anyway, let's crack on with the main episode and let's introduce the wonderful Rob Copland.
Hi, Sam. Thanks for having me.
Hi, babes.
How are you?
I'm all right. Your mustache is very thick.
You used to have a mustache and you sold us out.
Now I've just gone full
You can go full
face. Yeah. Well, these parts, I think you have to get me in the right light to see, like, the fluff.
It looks good from here.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
right, yeah.
This is delightful and sort of like it I can tell that, like, it's like full. It's not like what's the word that I'm looking for? It's a substantial mustache.
It can change in the light.
Can it?
Similar to you, if you catch me in the wrong light, it's just like cappuccino stain.
Oh, really?
It's no fun.
You must have been drinking a huge cappuccino. Extra foam.
Extra foam, yeah.
Extra foam.
Yeah,
you have a little umbrella on your thumb.
Yeah, I got an umbrella tattooed there and a love heart tattooed there. Got those done when I was at uni.
Because you love and rain?
Symbols for love and shelter, which is all the heart really needs, I think, or what you can provide to other human beings, or what my parents gave to me kind of without question.
That's gorgeous.
It's also quite emo as well, and I'm like
It's a little emo.
I'm old school emo, whatever you call it, elder emo. I don't think I'm elder emo, but I'm just emo till I die, dude.
I think you could just be emo.
Yeah, I'm an emo.
Why put an age to it?
Yeah.
That was profound. What a starting point.
Well,
we're going to solve a few things with the world.
Well, I've listened to a couple of episodes of this podcast, Sam.
Yeah.
I can't remember who back in the day when it first came out, I listened to a couple.
Yeah.
And then when I got asked to come on, I listened to a few more.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the title, I've just run with the fact that this is like a free therapy session, or like we're actually going to talk about feelings.
I'm qualified to do that,
and
sure.
And at the beginning, you were saying like things he's passionate about. And I was like, I don't know if I'm passionate. I mean, I am passionate about what we're going to talk about, I guess.
I think if you can talk about it, then you're passionate about it.
Well, I've never talked about, I don't talk about it a lot. I think about it a lot. I've come on a comedy podcast to like talk about what I think about a lot.
A lot of thinking.
Too much thinking.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to switch your brain off.
Well, that's what I think the journey of life is towards.
Do you think?
Yeah, because at the end of it, you die, and that's turning it off forever.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you, Sam. Everybody's gonna die one day. Welcome to the podcast.
Sad.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, death and podcasts. Oh dear. Well, before you die,
Yes,
let's make a little bit of content.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
you have
the
to
thing.
find contentment during
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
And making content is a way of, I
The
don't know.
meaning of life is enjoying life.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty.
I'm actually onto something there. Yeah. Before we discuss your beverage, which I'm very excited because I've never heard of it before.
I'm so excited for you.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
you're up here touring.
Yes, I'm doing a tour show tonight at 8:00 at the Monkey Barrel.
Gorgeous. That will be long in the past when this comes out.
Yeah,
but
I'm very excited to do it.
Yeah.
I've been to Norwich, Manchester, and Newcastle on the way up, and drive back down to London tomorrow. I've got some Birmingham Leeds next week, and then Brighton, Bristol, Southampton the week after that.
you're just everywhere.
I'm up and down the country having fun.
Having fun. Are you enjoying the tour?
I'm really enjoying the tour. You
Yeah.
know, it's my first one, and I'm so proud of the show. And this is kind of like the end of the show's life cycle. The last show in Brighton will be the last time I perform the show.
Ever?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got it filmed, and there's like talk about filming it, but like I don't know. I don't even know if I want to like film it and put it out because it's kind of, I think it's more interesting and I don't know.
Do you think you created something that has to be enjoyed in person?
Kind of. Yeah. The show
Mm-hmm.
is kind of about how beautiful the transient nature of stand-up comedy is.
Right.
And filming it would kind of be in contrast to the...
What if you turned it into like a VR experience?
Ooh. That's pretty good, you know.
Like where you could still enjoy it from the comfort of your own home, but at like a set time in the metaverse.
Yeah. Or just like every time you watch it, it's from within the audience. It was like a VR experience.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Because
Yeah.
then you don't have to film it once, but then, yeah. Oh, it's POV.
I should have filmed the whole tour with a little camera on my head. And people could have enjoyed like the whole tour. By the way, like there's a lot of footage of me driving.
So if you're doing the VR experience, they are you.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting.
Oh,
I can't think of a comedy special that's done that before.
that would be like
Comedian POV.
That would be like that John Malkovich film.
Yeah, it would.
Being inside John Malkovich
Yeah,
or whatever it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
not
Being
inside
John
him.
Malkovich.
Just being him.
But they are inside him.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. There's like a little door or something, and
That's
it goes like
right.
it leads to John Malkovich's
Yeah, there's an office
brain.
building, and like between two floors, there's like
Yes.
like floor 9.5, and then they find a portal into John
Yes,
Malkovich. It's crazy.
yes. I have seen the start of this
Yeah.
film on TikTok.
Interesting.
Yes.
They put the beginning of films on TikTok.
They do. They sort of clip up films into lots of little, like 90-second clips.
Easy digestible things.
Yeah, and the subtitles are in Mandarin.
Why not?
They just are. I don't
Okay.
know why.
Okay.
I don't know why. Should we crack open a
Can
can
we?
of something? Yeah,
Can we?
please, let's. Now, this isn't a drink that I've ever heard of. It's a very stylish can. Do you want to tell everybody what you've brought? And you very kindly brought this in for us today because we tried to find it and we couldn't. What is it that we're going to be drinking today?
100 plus.
100 plus.
It's an
Now, what is
isotonic.
that?
It's an isotonic sports drink with electrolytes. It's from Singapore. I grew up in Singapore, and like it's a very hot country. And
Right.
100 plus is like uber refreshing. It's kind of like it's interesting to explain the flavor. It's kind of like neutral flavor, maybe a bit citrusy, maybe a bit lemonade-y.
Okay.
But it's kind of like if you bought like a lemon electrolyte tab and put it in water and let it dissolve.
Yeah.
That's kind of close to the flavor, which isn't that appealing, but it's
I know the ones. Is it like when you get those packets that are like, oh, this will get rid of your hangover?
kind of.
You put them and dissolve
That's
them in
just
water. and
electrolytes, isn't it?
Yeah, it
So
just
it's-
replenishes your electrolytes.
It's an electrolyte drink, and it's kind of simple. And basically, I love it. It really reminds me of my childhood, and it's hard to find. I like that about it.
Okay.
Crack on, Sam. Enjoy yourself, Sam.
All right. Well, no. All right. I'll get involved, shall I?
It is kind of lemony, I guess. 100 plus.
Okay. Let's get into these electrolytes.
Oi, it's flat and fizzy at the same time as well. How do you feel about it? And I want your honest opinion. You look offended.
No, I'm not offended. I'm just trying to work out what's happening in my mouth.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I mean this in a nice way because I
Please.
actually quite enjoyed these sensations.
Please.
Imagine you're in a school corridor. And like you're there for like an after school club, right? And so you've gone into your classroom, like let's say it's like astronomy club, and then astronomy club's over and you'll leave, but because you're like there after school hours, the cleaners have already started cleaning.
Yeah.
So they've got the mops out and they're mopping the floor.
Yeah.
This tastes like how that corridor smells.
Okay, I thought you were going to say how the mop would taste. And I was going to have to defend it.
No.
So like clean. It's got like a clean zing
It does
to it.
taste clean.
Yeah.
But then, well, no, I wouldn't say that about every citrusy thing.
Okay.
Lemons, I think, lend themselves to like
Do you
a clean sensation.
Do you find it lemony? Lemony?
There's a scooch of lemon in there, but
I love the word scooch. Scooch. Scoochy.
but also it has like a faint saltiness to
Yeah,
it.
it does. Yeah, that's the electrolytes.
I could imagine.
It's kind of like the basis of all sports drinks, basically. Because like if you want to make your own sports drink at home,
Yeah.
you go like 2 sugar, 1 salt. You two tablespoons, 2 teaspoons.
Is
of-
that a thing people do? Do people make their own sports drinks
yeah,
at home?
Yeah. It's way better for you than
Homemade Powerade.
Like, yeah. Yeah.
Really?
But it's not blue, and it's not called something exciting like Powerade. It's just like you've made it at home.
Arctic Thrust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of just like a ready salted version of sports drinks.
Ready salted.
You know what I mean? Ready salted flavored crisps are like the unflavored crisps, basically. It's just a bit of potato and salt.
How many of these are you having?
Rarely. If I like walk past the shop and I see them, I buy a bunch, and it's nice to have in the fridge at
stock
home.
up because they're hard to find.
They're hard to find. Yeah,
they're hard to find.
But it's what they do. Like they take me back to my childhood in a big way. Like
Lots of people choose a drink that even if they don't realize it, they've chosen it because it reminds them of their childhood.
Also, I've got a gig in like 2 hours, so it'd be nice to have some electrolytes.
Oh, you've got to have electrolytes
Yeah, you've
in
got to
you.
have electrolytes,
You're
yeah.
very physical as well.
Yeah, on stage. Yeah,
You'll be hanging from the ceiling.
Exactly,
You'll be
yeah.
doing all sorts.
I could do. I might.
could.
It depends what room I'm in. I actually don't know what room the show's in. But if it's the one where you can hang from the ceiling, I'm fucking hanging from the ceiling, dude. If I can do the show dangling like a bat, I'm doing it.
I've seen you dangle from those girders.
yeah.
They're fun to dangle from.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
I can't resist
I had
a dangle.
a pull-up contest with Stuart Laws on those girders.
Who won? I think you won. Yeah, of course you won. Of course you
You're a
won.
big
I heard
strong
Stuart on
boy.
off menu and all his food was like puddings. It was just puddings. I was like, that is not food that's going to
He's
give you
mostly
strength.
cake.
He's mostly cake.
He's mostly cake.
Man.
He is indeed, yes. And when he was on, the perfect contrast, you came on very profound, very meaningful, and the first thing he said was something about anal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a big opener. It's a big
Isn't it
opener.
just?
Hey-oh, big opening. Get up there, boy.
Get up there, boy, indeed.
Get up there, boy, yeah.
So it reminds you of your childhood.
Yeah, big time.
Would you drink it because you said you drink it a lot because Singapore's a hot country. So is it like a necessity? You actually like
I mean, what would do, but
feel like
like
you need to.
on a Sunday, we'd have ANZA, which is ANZA stands for Australia New Zealand Association. But it was basically Sunday football. Like me and my brother would go and play football kickabouts on a
Is that
Sunday.
like the biscuit?
What?
Is
Football?
there not an Anzac biscuit?
ANZA, ANZA, ANZA. I'm saying. not ANZA.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
thinking I've added a C on the end.
Okay.
That's something else.
But there was like 10 teams in ANZA. There was like the Vikings, the Sailors, the Gunners, the Bombers, the Gordons.
the Gordons.
Yeah, and I think they were like a Scottish team. I think they were red. Oh, wait. I'm going into house names from my school now. ANZA was the Snipers. It was all names like that. The Snipers,
The Snipers,
Bombers.
the Sailors, the Bombers, the Gordons.
Gordons was actually a house group in my school. I forgot.
Oh,
I got
okay,
them mixed
that
up.
wasn't
And
one
that was
of
like
them.
Columbus, Hillary, like explorers. Was there a Gordon?
Who's Hillary Clinton?
No,
Did
no,
she
no,
just
no.
go for Singapore?
No, there was a Hillary podcasters in the room. Hillary, who went an explorer called Hillary. First one up Everest. Was it first one up Everest? Hillary?
Sure. No one's here
no.
to fact check you, so you
They
can
were
just
yellow.
say it.
Gordons were red. Anyway.
My school houses were named after mine shafts.
I can name one mine shaft right now.
With Francis, Bassett, and then
With these Cornish ones.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big Cornish mine shafts.
Yeah.
I can't remember the third one.
Canary. I don't know. That's not. There was
wasn't
a
a
canary down.
canary.
That's like canary is just the first thing I think
What
of.
was my shaft? Mine was
Pasty.
pasty shaft. I was in Francis, and Francis was yellow. Bassett was red, and the rough ones were a Bassett. Bassett they were naughty.
I like that.
They were the. I was going to bring up one of the Harry Potter houses, and then I thought maybe I shouldn't.
Okay. Yeah. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
I won't come with you if you do.
No, stay here.
Staying here.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember what the third one was called. School houses were a thing.
I like that you've also associated like the color. Like it's funny how you look like. They're all...
Francis was yellow, Bassett was red. The other one was blue. Couldn't tell you the name.
Anyway, we'd play Sunday football in the heat, and then my mum would have like a big like cooler full of 100+ in ice, and then we'd flip the little nozzle up and just go. Just refresh it after a
does
game.
it not just come in a can? Does it come up in a classic?
My mum would like be tipping out like 2 liters 100+ into a big cooler for the boys.
Oh,
yeah,
for the boys.
Me and my brother, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The boys.
2 boys.
Gather round, boys. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. Was it? Would you say it was like one of the more popular drinks in Singapore?
Yeah, man. Everyone was on the 100+.
Everyone's on the 100p.
Genuine. I've never heard 100p, but I love it.
I called
Well,
it.
it's 100% in it. People say that, Honey
Yeah,
P.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm coming. You coming out tonight, Honey P?
Someone brought up
You
John
thirsty,
Lewis.
Honey P?
Someone brought up John Lewis on the pod a couple of weeks ago, and I
yeah.
called it J. Lou, and I found out that I should stop doing that.
You ever heard an old person refer to John Lewis as its old name?
What was John Lewis's old
Tyrrell
name?
Greens.
Oh,
Yeah, like your dad being like, oh yes, when I was a boy, I used to work at Tyrrell and Greens.
Tyrrell and
10
Greens.
pence an hour.
That sounds made up.
I think
John
it was.
Lewis is better, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
John Lewis and Partners.
Bit of a mouthful. And partners kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm like, who are these shadowy partners?
He's in a polyamorous
Why can't they be named?
relationship.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
With multiple partners.
Oh, well, that's got a
Multiple
lot.
sexual partners.
Yeah, he's a huge flag.
Yeah, he's a huge flag. JL.
Yes.
That's why he's had to shut down all the stores because he's been shagging in them. I don't know.
He's been shagging.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, as long as he's doing it in the right department, then that's fine. Don't do it in the electricals. No, people need to buy those lamps.
No, bedding.
Bedding.
Yeah.
Do it in bedding.
It's a shag fest up there on the second floor.
And the thing is, if you go there, it's really not.
No, it's the opposite.
There's less a sexless place than John Lewis's
Yeah.
bed department.
Yeah.
Just a mattress up against the wall. But it's a nice mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
Well, I think that brings that conversation about 100 plus to a nice tight fit.
I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. Please,
It's going
this is
down a treat.
my
but
gift to you.
It reminds me of a drink that I had in Spain, which I think has a similar hydration quality.
Yeah, great.
But at first, when we bought it, we thought it was just like a flavored water, but
Right.
it's actually like kind of thick. This is like a thin.
Oh yeah, no, this is loose, as they say.
It's a loose juice.
Isn't it horrible when someone describes like a loose sort of like, you know, we want to make a nice little
What
loose.
color is it? Is it clear?
It's like silver. It's like, well, let's pour some out.
Yeah, please, can we? Oh, okay.
Off-white. It's like lemonade. It's like cloudy lemonade colour.
I could imagine a dentist asking me to rinse my mouth out with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it. It does smell quite medical in a way, actually, come to think of it.
Do you see what I mean? about
I
the
wonder
school
what is
corridor?
that? What, do you know that pink stuff they give you in the dentist when you rinse?
Yes.
Why is it so... It glows.
I think
Yeah.
it is either to cover up the bleeding, if you have that, but also sometimes things are made bright colours or something so that it's obvious what they are.
Yeah, or not to drink it. Like,
Yeah,
'cause you're not,
yeah.
Even though you want every time, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to swallow this.
Well, that's why Powerade being like such a bright blue color is
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah.
Because cleaning products are usually made bright colors, so you're like, oh, that's so bright. That's probably like bleach.
Dangerous, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this isn't bleach.
No.
It's delicious.
I'm glad you
That's
like
their
that.
slogan, isn't it? Yeah. Well, good. We've got the electrolytes coursing through us. Let's talk about your topic.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about your topic. What is your topic?
Inner peace.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Inner peace. Are you a peaceful person?
I try to be. I
Yeah,
try
that's
to be.
the goal.
I'm like one of those, I don't know if this is right, but like extroverted introvert where like everyone thinks I'm like the most outgoing
Yes.
person in the world, but I fucking need to like recede and recluse.
You have to recharge
Like,
the battery.
I have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Like alone time is really important to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think a lot of comedians are that, and people don't. I don't think people would assume that.
Yeah, right.
I think they would assume because you've taken up a job performing in some way, then you must love to be that person all
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
Do you like it when people, like if you're just in a normal social situation and they go like, oh, you're a comedian, go on, do something funny. Go on, have a little chuckle. Go on,
I can
go on, do something.
I can deal with that. I don't like it. I don't think anyone
right.
likes it. But like, I'm not a performing monkey.
Yeah, that's
Even though
always
I
the
am
line,
here a
isn't
monkey
it?
barrel. you know that feeling is very strange, isn't it? I've been put on the spot a lot in my life.
Yeah.
And it's fun to just kind of like give like Louis through it and like just kind of like make the situation more awkward than it needs to be when someone does
Yes.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Like
or
when-
I'll just tell him like the one joke I've ever written or something like that.
Did you only write one joke?
I think I've only ever written one like joke.
Joke.
Yeah.
That could go on like a list or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
the
yeah,
sort.
yeah.
Oh God, those lists are...
Well, it's interesting. I have a lot of
Yeah.
respect for joke writers.
Yeah, it's a craft in of itself
Yeah.
to be able to write a joke like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But not all comedy is like that.
Yeah, comedy is at its best when you're like, oh, we're just enjoying someone's soul. Someone's kind of like opened up and let us in, and we're dancing in the magic of that, rather than just like
Dance in the magic. Dance in the magic.
dance in the magic of the moonlight, baby.
There was a Eurovision song that was called Dancing in the Magic.
Was there?
Yeah.
Just last night.
No, but in the history of Eurovision.
History.
I once
Is
tried
that your like specialist subject? Would you say if you're on Mastermind?
It's
would you go
probably the thing I
Eurovision?
know the most about over the longest period of time.
Nice.
Yeah, I think so. Someone had like that as a mastermind subject. You know, you see it come up on the TikTok. And it's like, oh, here's the special subject. How many could you get right? And I think I got 2 wrong.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Out of like however many they asked.
Yeah, that's really strong.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
I
dude.
was proud of myself.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. So we're talking about inner peace. Now, can you describe what inner peace feels like to you? Is it a constant thing, or is it a thing that
it's
you
not
come
constant
back
at
to?
all. It's something that I think most people rarely achieve. It's hard to get, isn't it?
Well, some people, like, there are monasteries, there are like religions dedicated to finding it. Yeah.
Inner peace. Should we search for it?
Oh,
let's put down the microphones. I'm joking. You can't do that on a
lovely
podcast.
content.
I love the idea of having a podcast that's like sitting in
It's just
silence
silent.
with. Yeah. Like, enjoy my hour of silence with Sam Lake, and it's just us sat here, just like.
well, it does
Just
get
get
recorded as well. 1 hour of unbroken eye contact.
Imagine if it was unbroken eye contact. That would be interesting. I've always wondered about that because it's Scientology, I think. Have you seen the film The Master?
No.
It's Paul Thomas Anderson film which would probably be my specialist subject, by the way. The films of Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh, right, okay.
Licorice Pizza, did you see that? Boogie Nights, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood.
Boogie Nights I have seen.
Yeah, fantastic movie.
That's a sexy one.
Yeah, about the porn industry, yeah. And the Wonderland murders. But in the Master's kind of about Scientology, and they do this thing where Scientologists sit and just stare into each other's eyes without saying anything for a very long time. And I that is like a creep. That is objectively kind of like an intense thing to do, but I find it quite interesting.
Do you know where else they do that?
Where?
On Married at First Sight.
Do they?
Yeah, they give the couples like, we just want you to sit and look at each other in the eyes for 3 minutes and then afterwards talk about how it made you feel. Are they Scientologists?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think that. I don't think it has to be a religious thing. It's just like
an hour is a long time.
Yeah. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You're soul sharing.
You really are.
Yeah. It's weird talking about eye contact while making eye contact because both of us. Can you cross one eye?
No. Oh, look at you. No, it's a both or none situation for me. I have a lazy eye.
Isn't it
That's
funny?
the closest I get.
Yeah, crossing eyes is still funny for some reason.
We've got to bring that back. I've seen a few people. You got to bring
I do it
back
a lot on stage.
Yeah.
I don't know I'm doing it, but then sometimes I'll see a picture of myself from on stage. I'm like,
but you do it for emphasis. If you're just like, you know what, this isn't actually a punchline that actually makes any sense. But if I go like,
yeah, because my joke writing is so bad that I have to give it all the fucking.
I've started making men suck big cocks at the moment, like big fake cocks, like going.
Okay,
like
all
that.
right. Fake.
I could have phrased that a lot better.
on stage.
I could have phrased that a lot better. I could have
Bringing a
phrased
big
that
dick up with you.
much better.
Who's
yeah.
gonna suck it tonight?
But everyone has a laugh. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, people like physical and stupid.
It's where my talent lays, actually.
Physically
stupid. I think, yeah, physically stupid. My joke writing isn't that strong, and I talk about it in the show as well. Like, I have a line where I'm like doing this conga line of like different me's in my head, and the one out the front is just like, yeah, I'm gonna be a star, and the guy at the back's like, can you write some better jokes so we don't have to sell them so fucking hard? I'm gonna go, you're gonna kill us. But yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to put the energy behind a joke that's not really a joke.
Oh, it's great. Selling a dead horse is what it's called.
Selling it. And so few people want to buy a dead horse.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It is.
Welcome to my life.
How long would you say you have been thinking about inner peace? When did it first
maybe
pique your interest?
This show that I'm touring at the moment is kind of about searching for like contentment in your life and wanting some sort of contentment, I think.
Yeah.
And because of that, but then like it's interesting because like the show is very, very chaotic, and at the end there's 10 minutes of silence, and that's kind of supposed to be kind of symbolize the kind of acceptance and contentment of life. And since then I think I've been thinking about it a lot. I remember when I was like coming up with the idea to explore this in a show, I watched the Oasis documentary, and I'm not a big Oasis fan, but I'm interested in documentaries about bands particularly. And there's this bit where which is the singer Liam? Liam was talking about doing Nebworth, and he's saying that like his life was so chaotic and everything was just chaos. And the gig had like 5 minutes in, and he stood on the security barrier at the front. You know, he's doing like arms out, just loving it.
That's a good Liam.
Yeah, and he was just saying that it was just like chaos around him.
Yeah.
And he was stood there and he was just like, it's the most peaceful I've ever felt in my life. Like like being embroiled in chaos and being so present in the moment. And there's something to performing that really is quite simplistic, isn't it? Like when you're in it's fight or flight, so nothing else matters, and you're just so present in those moments. And state of flow is also something I'm really interested in. And I find a lot of contentment and joy in like rollerblading or riding my bike, any activity, cooking, you know, those activities that are artist brain activities. When you're able to shut the noise off, you know.
Hashtag workflow.
Hashtag workflow.
Hashtag workflow.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where what you just described, I think, is like sort of piggybacked on by sort of like corporate business stuff.
Yeah.
They have people come into like organizations and teach them stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then the business will go like, now how can we turn this into like revenue?
Money, money, money.
Exactly like that. Exactly like that. That is exactly how John Lewis sounds. And all of his partners as well, while they're sucking each other off. Yeah.
We're Christians. Aren't they Christians?
I don't
Remember
know.
when you were at school? Did you ever have anyone at school say to you, "Oh, you can shoplift from Waitrose or John Lewis because they're Christian. They have to forgive you."
I never had that. I did have a lot of like Christian preachers come in
and say, "Hey, I've just stolen this from Waitrose. You want that, kid?"
No, there was one guy who carried a 7-foot tall wooden cross from Land's End to John O'Groats.
That's intense.
And he talked to us about like in a school assembly, like why he did it and stuff. And then one of the questions he got afterwards, just like, yeah, but what was the point of that?
Great.
And he
from
couldn't
like a 10-year-old.
Yeah. And he just couldn't answer it.
What have you done?
Yeah. And then someone else came in with he did like some kind of magic trick with white spirit.
I don't trust this guy.
And he said...
Trying to impress kids and doing magic.
It was like
carrying white spirit. Who carries around white spirit?
He like he mixed stuff together, and it was like something was like... there was like water that was like dirty and unclean, but then he mixed it with white spirit and then it was clean again. And he was like, that's Jesus, that is.
He cleaned water with white spirit?
Yeah, I don't remember it perfectly.
Okay, yeah. I don't trust this guy. Showing off to kids that's not cool.
And that man was Michael McIntyre.
Get out of it.
Yeah, he's got a past.
He's got a past.
So we're Liam Gallagher with lots of chaos around us, but we're in the most peaceful moment of our lives. Do you think that is something that you can achieve no matter the size of the chaos around you?
No.
Or is it like different parameters for each person?
I think it's different for every person, every situation, because he's in a performance mode in that instance. But I remember just being absolutely fascinated by it and how like performing is a way to achieve some sort of peace.
Yeah.
Because I do comedy because like I feel like a need. I feel like it's like something that it just sounds mental to say it's what I'm supposed to do. But
if it's what you wake up in the morning thinking about doing.
When I was younger, now I'm a comedian, I don't wake up going like, I gotta do, but just kind of realizing that like, oh, that is what I should be like. I failed at a lot of things academically, and I tried to work in television because I thought it would be creative, and it wasn't creative. And just kind of like I kept trying to do the thing that I thought I should do with my life and being disappointed by it. And just in the background being like, you're funny at school, you're funny this, do comedy.
Yeah.
So that need within needed to be satisfied to achieve. Like if I'd never done it, I'd be like, oh, I'm wasting my life away. I've not done, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel that anymore. That kind of like I'm wasting my life. I feel like I'm doing what I should be doing.
That's lovely.
But then doing comedy creates a lot of tension within, a lot of stress, I think.
Yes.
You know, like the frequency I was vibrating at the end of the Fringe last year it took me like 2 weeks to come down from.
You were just constantly shaking. Physically trembling.
Trembling with excitement, yeah. But no, but what I mean by that is just like the kind of like my temper was like my patience was very short towards the end of the Fringe.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you're kind of like operating like
It's a very intense experience.
yeah, and you feel like you're carrying a lot of energy out at the end of it. So like ridding yourself of all of that, you know what I mean? Like being charged, electrically charged almost.
I completely get that.
I needed to stand bare. I remember I kept saying this at the end of the. I need to stand barefoot on top of a mountain. I kept like, thinking that and saying that. I was like, I need to like earth myself high.
You need to ground.
Yeah, ground myself.
You need
but
to stand on
high
a grounding mat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's such a thing, right?
Yes, I can't remember who told me about it, but you can buy a mat. I don't know if this is a real thing, but you can plug it in to the mains and then it grounds you.
Yeah, I think there's bed sheets that do that as well.
Yes, grounding sheets.
The ultimate, like electrocute yourself in the
you
night.
you could just lie down and be grounded.
In bed.
Yeah.
I need electricity to sleep. Imagine how fucking wired you have to be as a human being. Turn the bed on. I'm fucking exhausted.
Do you think that works then, the grounding thing?
Well, it felt like a natural impulse to me at the time, like to like go stand with my feet in the shallows of a lake or the sea or something like that. Kind of like immersing in connection with nature, and nature is such a kind of healing and calming effect on the soul.
Yes. We had Laura Davis on. Gosh, it must have been like 40 episodes ago now. But they would go into the woods, find a river, and they just sort of put their head back like that,
Nice.
with their head in the river.
Nice, immersed.
And I think that's to achieve a similar thing to what you're describing.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Engulfed by nature.
Engulfed, just letting it pass by your head. Yeah, that kind of thing. So do you think that was obviously from like quite an extreme of the Edinburgh Fringe? Is there like a more frequent, I guess, like cycle where that needs to happen, where like something's charged you up, you need to dissipate a little bit?
I work in a bakery, and coming out as a pot washer, and 8 hours at the sink, and the crashing and the slamming, and the it's loud, it's intense, and like every time I leave those shifts, I feel like I'm like.
Is it like the bear?
It's not. It's a very loving and friendly place. Everyone who works there is really nice, and there's not a lot of like. I've not seen the bear, but I think I know that it's a heavily scripted kind of highlight. We got a table of two, order up.
No one's going like, wash that pan, you cunt.
Are they not? I like it when people. No, I'm joking. I find it hard to come down from a shift at the bakery sometimes.
Yeah. Do you get the same with gigs? Because when I come home from a gig, I can't. Even though it's like late at night, I can't go to sleep. I have to be up for a little bit.
Sometimes. Yeah. If it's a really good one and I've had a pint on top of the good feeling, then, the endorphin kind of need is higher.
Do you get it when, I guess, like either when you're... because you get so used to doing gigs in the evening, on the nights where you don't have a gig and you just have the time to yourself... Do you feel the same pang of like, oh, my body's getting ready to like go perform or like go be on stage?
I have had that where
like
maybe
a ghost,
kind
of
limb,
a phantom limb,
a phantom gig.
Yes, a phantom gig.
I have had that, but only when it's been like the Fringe and I've got my day off, and then like it's you know what I mean. That one day, my what do you call it? The dogs with the foaming mouth. What are they called? Pavlovian response.
Yes, not foamy mouth. That would be rabies.
Dribbly mouth.
When they start salivating because they ring the bell and they think the meat's...
Pavlovian response, yeah. But I definitely had it where I've not gigged for a long time and I've actually kind of like got a bit depressed and not known why, and then gigged and been like, oh yeah, obviously it's just because I don't...
Yeah, you just felt like a little out of sync or
something disgusting like that.
I find a good way during the Fringe with your day off and feeling that way is to book something to do at the same time as your show. And then it feels like you're still going out to do something.
Good shout.
But it doesn't have to be the show.
The day off that I had at the Fringe, this one just gone, might have been one of the best days, like most peaceful.
Oh, dude,
and like
tell me what you did.
Woke up, smoke a joint straight away, I think.
Delightful. Love Kush.
Coffee and a joint and like an eggy wrap for brekkie. Then Will Robbins picked me up. You know Will Robbins, the comedian?
Yes.
Picked me up and we went to the beach with Ray Badron and we did some yoga on the beach. Ooh. And then we went to the Turkish baths just on what's it called? The beach down
Portobello.
Portobello Beach, and then we went.
Turkish baths.
Well, maybe they're not
Edinburgh?
Turkish, but they're like there's like a leisure centre there with a cold
Right.
plunge and a steam room. It's not Turkish
okay.
actually. Yeah. I
I know
think
a
'cause
cold plunge is lovely.
cold to steam, cold to
Yeah,
steam, cold to steam. Yeah, they have to be together.
Yeah.
I hate it when you listen to these podcasts and all these people who live in Los Angeles, one of the hottest cities on planet Earth, like, you got to get a nice plunge. It's like, I live in a drippy cold flat in southeast London. I'm not getting on a November morning getting in a cold,
But
you know
then
what I mean?
they would tell you should just fill up an empty wheelie bin with water and put ice in it.
I see footballers do that after
Yeah.
games sometimes.
Yeah.
It does help for your muscles, but like not for my mood or anything. I just, yeah. Anyway.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you need the hot to enjoy the cold.
Yes,
you need
it's
the cold
a
to enjoy the
cycle
hot.
thing. Yes.
So we did that, and then we went for sushi lunch, and we had like a really nice Eat Tokyo. No, not Eat Tokyo. That's London. Maki and ramen.
Love
Yeah,
Maki
yeah.
ramen.
Had like a sushi ship
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
Had a little sake. Then I went home, rolled another joint, went to the botanical gardens, walked around the botanical gardens, listening to the Lost in Translation soundtrack, and I had a little cry. And like having a cry was really like a happy cry.
Oh, okay,
Like
good.
like the most content I've ever felt, and just in tune with myself. Cry.
yeah.
That was really relieving, if you know what I mean.
Delightful.
cathartic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cathartic.
But then I had to tech a show because I tech a show when I do the Fringe, and it was the worst show of that person's run. Unfortunately, it was a bizarre blip in their run. They had a great run,
Just not
wonderful
that
show.
one. We all have
was,
them.
and it was just one of those ones that was just like front to end, everything that could have gone. You know, it was, and their dad was in for that one. It was just one of those nights. That was that was a bizarre blip on that day. Yeah.
Which everyone has.
Yeah.
No one's going to go like...
A whole run without one
Yeah.
stinker. Yeah. And then cycled home, and I think that was it. I probably watched Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares season 2, 3, or 4. I'm obsessed with Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I do.
Like the old school, like the English one, not the American one where it's like, Chef Ramsay, is it?
And there was that one where it was in like Brighton, it was by the seaside, and it was called like Mama's Soul
Yes, the
Food Shack.
Caribbean
or
one.
something.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
And then he was just like, this food's actually good.
Yeah.
And then like it became like a really successful business for a bit. I think it shut down now because this was like that must have
a
been
long
like
time ago.
2 decades
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Love that show.
I'm obsessed with it. Yeah. And there's
Yeah.
something about it I really like. That makes me feel quite at ease.
Would you have described it the way you felt at any point in that lovely day off as like having some inner peace?
It's probably one of the most like inner peace content days I've ever had. It's
So
strangely.
much peace all in.
Yeah.
So much inny peace.
Inny pea.
Some inny pea.
Honey pea, inny pea. 100p in an inny pea.
So can you find a way to access the inner peace a bit easier now? Or is
Maybe
it something
that-
you still have to work
Yeah,
at?
I think that's the whole thing, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
that was circumstantial, and we can't achieve. So it's interesting. It's like saying you need the cold plunge and the hot thing together.
Yes.
Like that contentment came along with so much stress, and all the kind of like build up to Edinburgh, and then doing the Fringe. I don't find that stressful. I mean, I kind of do, but it's also
Yeah.
fun. It's just like getting the tattoo. You know what I mean? Like it sucks, it hurts. You're going through it, but you want.
But then once it's done,
Yeah. Then you're like, look
like,
at my cool, look how cool I am. Because that's all tattooing is. Like, I really want people to think I'm cool. And yeah, I would love to just have that. But then like you it's yin and yang. Like you can't have like the strife without the contentment, and you can't have the contentment without the strife. So like having complete inner peace at all times. What does that look like? Is that someone living in the woods, in the forest, no desires, no needs, no wants, just
Is it like
need?
a pendulum swinging from one end to the other, or is the pendulum just stopped in the middle forever?
And is that any good? Imagine
I
being in the middle
don't
forever.
know.
Sam, would you want to be in the middle forever?
Well, it depends what's in the middle of the pendulum.
Contentment, but then also like no highs or no lows. So no highs or no lows is it. I've never taken antidepressants, but people have told me that
Neither have I.
it middles you out. Like you don't feel like intense sadness, and you don't feel like great highs. Like,
Oh,
being stuck in the middle.
it's like life with
actually
the
sounds
edge
like
off.
Yeah.
They've cut the crusts off life.
Yeah.
Oh
Fuck that
no,
in a
I
way.
think
Do you know
I
what
would.
I mean?
I think I think I'd have to have a bit of a crusty life. Yeah, like a baguette.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please. The luxury
yeah.
life.
Yes, crumbly.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets everywhere in my beard.
Crumbs in the bed that's the opposite of inner peace.
I've never really enjoyed eating in bed.
What about a nice little brekkie if you were poorly? Someone brought you a soup and a sausage sandwich in bed.
Oh.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You're poorly and you get a cup of tea and a sausage sandwich.
And so my husband goes, you know what you need? Sausages.
yeah. I've got norovirus. What are you doing to me?
Sometimes he will bring me a coffee, but that's because he starts work usually before I've woken up. So he'll be like, I'm making a coffee. Do you want one? And I'll have a little coffee.
First thing, you're still in bed.
Yeah, because
That's
we work on different. He has like a proper job that requires him to operate at normal
Sure. No, but the
hours.
thing that I think is intense is caffeine in bed. A sleeping zone. You're taking anti-sleeping medicine in the sleeping pit.
Love caffeine. Love caffeine.
In bed, just wired. Like, let's go.
Yeah, but not enough to the point where I actually get up.
Sure.
Oh, all the energy waist up.
Yeah.
Waist
love
down.
that. Legs sleeping.
No. It's not time for that.
Yeah.
No. When was the last time that you felt some inner peace?
Today was quite nice. I was on the meadows, and I find the meadows to be a very, very peaceful place.
It feels like your inner peace comes a lot from nature and
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Up until this point on the tour, it has been quite stressful because I've been turning up at new venues, looking at the room, going through with the tech and like hoping nothing goes bad, hoping the show goes well,
Yeah.
blah, 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 driving to the next venue, motorways, there's loads of anxiety build up. Like,
lot.
am I going to
It's a
die? Am I
lot
going to die?
going
Am I going to
on.
die? I don't want to die. Like, do you think that when you drive? That's all I'm thinking when I drive. I don't want to die.
I do, especially because I've never driven before.
Oh, really?
And I don't have a license. So every time I'm behind the wheel, I'm like, oh my God.
I'm going to kill us all.
Why am I in an 18-wheeler?
I'd love to drive an 18-wheeler. So yeah, I've had a lot of anxiety build up over the tour, and then getting to Edinburgh, had a day off yesterday, watched the football, had a couple of beers, and today on the meadows,
Yes.
I did feel some peace. But then there's a gig. I've got a gig in like 2 hours, so there's that kind of build up of pressure and things like that. But yeah, the last time I felt real contentment was then, and me and my wife got a dog not long ago, and being with Pancake really makes me feel a lot of peace.
Did you call your dog Pancake?
Yeah. She's a sweetheart.
I bet she is if she's called Pancake.
Yeah.
Oh, look, wait, what? Like,
look at my Instagram. You'll find Pancake on there. Go find her. She's gorgeous.
have you made their own Instagram account? Or
No,
not
but I've just got like a
We're not
highlight.
doing that.
You know, you can highlight. Is it
Yes,
on your
yes, yes.
reels or whatever?
Yeah.
I've got one for Pancake, and there's just lots of pictures of her on there being really cute.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Do you have
That's
a pet?
lovely.
I think pets are great for peace.
No,
and
because we
contentment.
would love to have a pet, but we just don't. Our schedules, neither of us. There would just be times where like that pet would get no attention.
Yeah,
That
we're
wouldn't be
trying to.
fair.
Yeah, we do have to juggle that.
I think we're going to start with maybe a small child first.
Okay,
and then
yeah,
we'll
good
see.
shout. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we'll see if we
can
could
hack
upgrade
it.
to
Yeah.
a dog.
Yeah. Train
Yeah.
yourselves up on a kid.
Yay!
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can sort of because the child can speak English.
Yeah,
at
and it
some
can just be
point.
by
So,
itself for
yeah,
years at a time.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
chuck some breadsticks and yogurts in there. You go and eat up.
You're just in the car.
Yeah. Dumping a yogurt on it. You'll be all right. Yeah, yummy yogurt baby.
Yeah.
Yummy yogurt baby.
Yummy yogurt baby.
Delete that. Delete the whole episode now. I've said something weird.
We'll delete the whole episode.
I said something too weird.
He was
It needs to
never
go.
here. He was never here. If there's anyone listening who's like, I'm really into what you're talking about, what could my first steps be towards finding like a little bit of inner peace for myself?
Putting your phone down, trying to reduce sound around you.
Just removing some of the sensory
stimulation.
experience.
Yeah, too much stimulation, I think. I remember my mum talking about mobile phones when they first started getting, we all first got a Nokia 3210s and all of that.
Yes.
And her just going on about like the just all the like the silent, but kind of like the frequencies of the city and the satellites and all the kind of like static noise around us.
Yeah.
When I was on my honeymoon, we stayed in this town in Sicily that was really like high up in the hills. And I remember when we were up there, it's the most peaceful situation I've ever been in. It was silent. It was just silent. We were above the noise.
Yeah.
And I think like in cities and stuff, there's just so much like electrical pulse, just so
Yeah.
much going on, so much vibration, stuff that we can't like hear, but like that is like happening in the air.
All those frequencies that you get on electrical circuits and stuff, is that not called noise? I think it's
I think
actually
it is,
called
isn't
noise.
it? Yeah, you're right.
I have an A-level in electronics.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
yeah.
So like removing yourself from the noise, I think, is like one of the best ways. And nature obviously just kind of like blocks all of that stuff out. So
More nature, less noise.
yeah,
The old MNLN.
yeah. Take your shoes off and walk around in the forest. Bosh. Bosh! Peace! Inner peace! Bosh! On the head! Inner peace! Absolute shortcut.
Kemp on peace.
Yeah. Fucking hell, dead peaceful out here.
Today, I'm going to be meditating my fucking nut off.
I would watch that.
I think we all would.
Yeah.
I think we all would.
Yeah.
Listen, we could talk about inner peace all day, but I'm afraid it's time for the last segment of the podcast.
Let's do it.
Strap in. The
Pulls it-
pendulum's going this way.
Pulls the seatbelt out from the sofa.
The last bit of the show is called Quick Fire Feelings, Rob.
Okay.
I've got 5 things, and I just want you to tell me how they make you feel. I'm just going to quickly navigate away from the Wikipedia page of Marcel Somerville, Love Island star and member of Blazing Squad. We were talking about him before the episode started. I've got 5 things.
Please.
You say as little or as much as you like.
Okay.
Okay? And you don't have to look away, but you can if you want to.
Oh, I feel like I'm in the zone for this bit for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Like 5
All right.
questions. Like, whew, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
like, it's like
lock
I feel
in.
like I'm facing a penalty shootout.
Get into that flow state.
A mental shootout.
Yeah, go on. First thing, how do you feel about dark chocolate?
Not my go-to, but
Yeah.
I do buy it a lot. Like
Yeah.
I always have dark chocolate in the house now for some reason.
Do you?
I read that it's good for your mood. And
I've heard that.
I started to do this like really like male autism thing with my diet where I was like, I'm gonna have the same thing for breakfast, I'm gonna have the same thing for lunch all the time. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna get the perfect diet for a perfect little brain. And I've got like dark chocolate and soft cheese and then like some fruits like for a breakfast. So for breakfast
Oh.
for a short while, I was having dark chocolate sandwiched on brie, like a brie.
A brie witch.
2 chunks of dark chocolate with brie. Yeah, brie witch. And that was good. The brie is good for your brain, and the dark chocolate is good for your memory, and like walnuts, like things like this. I was going like weird with my diet for a little bit.
It does sound odd.
Yeah.
Nobody said, "Oh, have you tried dark chocolate with a bit of
Dark
brie?"
chocolate and soft cheese.
I did hear that apparently brie pairs very well with a Nerds gummy cluster.
Really?
Apparently.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Get it in
Yeah.
you. Yeah. All right. How do you feel about a Ferris wheel?
I think I've been on one. How do I feel about them?
Yeah.
It makes me want to kind of like. Have you played The Last of Us?
I have, and I didn't love it.
You didn't love it. There's a scene in that where there's like an abandoned Ferris wheel and they like
Yes.
climb up it and then jump into
Yeah.
the sea. And like something about Ferris wheels makes me not want to be strapped in.
Okay.
I want to be like free in there to like climb on it. I'd
You
love
wanna
to
be
have
loose on
yeah,
the Ferris
I'd love to
wheel.
have like
Okay.
unrestricted access to a Ferris wheel so that I could
Okay.
climb around it and stuff and do crazy stuff.
I think you're describing like an event on the Gladiators.
I'm a hardcore Gladiators fan.
wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Cute.
Can you say rolling like? Can you say other stuff from the
Like
coconut
what?
shy? Coconut shy.
Coconut shy.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Dodgems, do Dodgems.
Dodgems.
Brilliant.
Great.
This is my SMR.
I've discovered a new skill today.
Yeah.
That's fun. Oh, a bit butch. How do you feel about Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Cracking movie.
It's good, isn't
It's
it?
a cracking movie.
Yeah.
John, who wrote that film?
Oh, you know who wrote
John
it?
Hughes. John Hughes wrote it. I think directed it as well. And he was working on a script for, I think, Uncle Buck or something. He was writing a script with someone else for something else, right? And him and this other writer were working on one scene and like struggling with it. And the other writer said, I'm going to get 20 minutes nap. I'll be back. And he comes back and John Hughes is like furiously typing away. And he's like, whoa, how are you getting on with the scene? He goes, don't worry about the scene. I've come up with something else. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And he'd like, he just on a whim had the
Got
idea.
in that
and
flow state.
Yeah, he did get in that flow state. And the film is all set over one day. And it's like, it's impulsive. The film is impulsive. Like, fuck it, I'm taking a day off. And that is a
Yes.
beautiful film.
Yeah.
You know, the character who's really, really anxious. I can't remember the character's name. He's like hypochondriac.
Ferris Bueller's friend.
Yeah.
Who's worried about what his dad
He's
thinks,
worried about
and then the car
everything.
crashes out of the thing. Yeah.
It's such a beautiful film because it's a carefree guy and then the kind of really uptight neurotic guy.
Yes.
And like Inner Peace is between those two, really, isn't it? A beautiful film, a really beautiful film.
I didn't anticipate you knowing so much about the film.
Film
that was
my
wonderful.
specialist subject.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
all films.
I'm just like
you love a watch of
Yeah,
a film.
yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about Pam Ferris? She's the woman who played the head teacher in Matilda.
I have a joke on stage at the moment where I say, I'm a married man, but you never forget your first love, do you? That's right. You guys remember that film, Matilda? Miss Trunchbull, my God! And then I just go on about how much I love Miss Trunchbull.
Trunchbull.
Trunchbull, isn't it?
Trunchbull.
Miss Trunchbull. Trunchbull.
Is it Trunchbull?
Trunchbull.
Like a Dairyly Lunchable?
Yeah.
Trunchbull.
Miss Dairyly Trunchbull.
Is it Trunchbull?
Trunchbull. Oh. Okay. Trunchbull.
Trunchbull.
I like Trunchbull.
You call her Trunchable.
Thank you.
It's your cute little pet name
Yeah, I
for
want to be in
her.
a little chokey. Is that who we're talking about, Mr.
Yeah.
Trunchbull?
Do you bit from the original film with like Mara Wilson?
But yeah. But you're asking me about how I feel about the actress who plays her.
actress.
She fucking absolutely morphs into Miss Trunchbull.
She really does,
She's not
yeah.
like a hench, like intimidating human being, but
No,
like
but
Miss
she-
Trunchbull really, really is.
Yeah.
I think a fantastic actor, and I actually can. Like, I'm sure I've seen them in other stuff, but all I can think about is Trunchbull when I see them. Trunchbull, when I see them. I can't believe that. It blew my mind.
Trunchable.
Trunchbull.
Trunchable. And finally,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Mondays?
The first thought that went through my head that was really dark, but I'm going to say it.
Go on.
I've often said to myself, if I am ever going to kill myself, it will be on a Monday. I 100% be on a Monday. They
Why
are the
on a
most depressing
Monday?
day. They're the most depressing day.
Not
If
Wednesday?
you're- No, I like Wednesday. You're almost there.
Almost
It's the
where?
beginning. It's being at the start line, looking towards the end, being like, I'd rather not. That makes me think that Monday is like a...
Because
like a-
you've got the furthest to go.
I always think like suicide rates must be the highest on a Monday. I hate Mondays. If I'm in a depressive patch, Monday
Yeah.
is always the toughest day.
Really?
Yeah. Is it just me? Maybe it's like tied into this kind of like PTSD from school, like kind of being like scared to go back for another. I don't like go back on Ritalin for a week and like
Right.
pack up all my personality and be a little Ritalin boy for a week.
Little
Like-
Ritalin?
Yeah, little Ritalin boy. That's,
Yeah.
that's what they call me. I have negative associations with Mondays. I just find they're the toughest day. If you're going through a tough patch, Monday's always the
Okay.
toughest.
And what's your favourite day?
Great question. Great question. Best day. The older I get, Sundays, and it's Sunday today.
It is Sunday.
All the pressure is off on a Sunday. Like
Yeah.
on Saturday night, it's like, if you got your ticket, what time are we going to get there? Oh, you've got to come in before 9 o'clock, otherwise you're not going to get it. Oh, wait, what are we doing? What the plans? What are we doing? Come on, we're going to be late. We're going to be late. Sunday, it's like, it's all happened. It's all done. It's all buried. It's like,
Everyone just calm down.
everyone calm the F down. Let's maybe get some brekkie, maybe get a brunch, maybe go here, maybe do that. Sunday's like, whatever, maybe we'll be there. I think we're running late, but it doesn't matter.
Did you grow up in a place? Well, you grew up in Singapore.
Up until like the year 7, so I moved back to Southampton for like year 7.
In Southampton, was that the type of place where on Sundays stuff would be closed earlier, bakeries wouldn't open?
Yeah, for
That
sure.
kind of thing.
When I was
Sunday's
a kid, I hated
slow.
Sunday. When I was
Yeah.
a kid, because Monday's bloody coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I have Monday. I have Mondays off a lot of the time because I work at the bakery Tuesdays and Saturdays. So Monday is almost becoming a Sunday for me. So
I see.
Sunday is like
It
my
shifts.
Saturday, and then
Yeah.
Monday's like my Sunday. But everyone's gone to work, and I love that feeling of like being able to have figured out a way for my life to be that I have Mondays off. Like everyone's going
Yeah.
on their way to work.
Yeah.
And I'm just at home being like, I've got a gig to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's
I've
different.
wrangled it so I can
Yes.
avoid the Monday blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode.
Thank you, Sam.
You're very
I had a lovely
welcome.
time. I had a really lovely time.
I also had a lovely time.
I was anxious about it. I don't know why, because this is going to stay on the
It's
internet
the
forever. Do
pressure
you know
to
what I mean?
entertain.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And I'm trying to talk about inner peace, and it's like, that's not very funny.
You talk about what you talk about.
Yeah.
Whether you talk about stuff. Is that bad for the mics?
We touched
That's
mics.
fine. That's fine.
Deal with it.
Was there anything that you'd like to plug to the people who are listening or watching? Where do they find you? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not doing a lot. Visit Toad Bakery in Camberwell, London.
Is that where you work.
Yeah.
I fucking love Toad Bakery.
There you go. It's a fantastic bakery with full of lovely people and
It
lovely
is full of
goods.
lovely people, and they have
Yeah.
like that little Jaffa cake thing.
The uzu, yeah, or yuzu, yeah. It's really good. Yeah. Yuzu.
Oh, it's delightful. Oh, you should go there.
Yeah, go to Toad Bakery in Camberwell. Follow me on socials, I guess. Robert D. Copland at whatever. I almost said my email address. Do you know my email address now? robertdcopland@gmail.com.
Is your email address on your website?
I
Do you
don't
have a
mind if people
website?
email me. No, I don't have a website.
Send an email.
Follow me on socials. I'll be doing something. I'll be making a new show in the future.
Great.
I'm finishing off this tour. and
Lovely.
Yeah.
I've got a fringe show. Doing a fringe show called You're Joking, Not Another One. It's here at Monkey Barrel. You can buy tickets for that now. You can.
That's a great
you can-
title, by the way. You're joking, not another one.
Thank you
That's
so
exactly
much.
how I feel about the Fringe.
Wait, on DP. You can join us for another episode. Sorry, I got really into that last voice and it's tickling my throat and I can't stop.
Great. Hundy P it up.
We'll see you again for another.
We'll see you again for another episode of I've Had a Rosé. Let's talk about feelings with me, Sam Lake. Good night.
That was a really good impression.